JEM is my name, no one else is the same. JEM is my name. JEM.
So, it says Sophie Campbell's back on art, but some of the characters are drawn a bit differently. Pretty much the holograms have their designs have been tweaked. They're not off model. They're consistent throughout this issue, but they're different, which is interesting because Stormer's exactly the same. Pizzazz looks like she's not wearing any makeup. She's still recovering, so it's a little bit hard. And she also just woke up, so it's a little hard to tell. But she looks like her design hasn't changed. Roxy and Jetta are a little bit different, but mostly the same, a little bit different. Clash and Blaze are exactly the same. Eric Bad Guy's redesigned. Tony radically redesigned from his first appearance in the holiday special. Not a bad thing, just kind of surprising. We returned to Sophie Campbell. I was expecting the characters to all look exactly the way they looked the last time she drew them, but nope. I bet there's a story there. Is it just where they like, let's try some little tweaks? I mean, they're not radically different, but they're notably different. So, Alright, so we open with the holograms listening to the Starlights, the Starlight Foundation orphan children's, who we haven't seen in a while, so it's nice to pick back up with them. And I love this opening panel because they're sitting there nicely listening to the kids singing, and then they hit a sour note, and I just absolutely adore the facial expressions of pain on all their faces, particularly Kimber with her sitting there, oh, that's nice and act. Oh my god! It's just really, facial expressions on points. Really, really good. So the kids start yelling at each other, and we get a shot of the band. And we've seen Ashley earlier, and she is recognizably Ashley, though with a different design. And I'm glad they actually say there's Chrissy. She wasn't in the Starlights, as I recall. She did have a song, but I don't think she was in the Starlights. So I'm glad they name drop Becky because she's been so radically redesigned I would not have recognized her. On the far left, I'm guessing that's Deidre, and I think it was Layla who was the drummer. Different outfit, different build, so hard to say. But Starlight Kids, yay! All right, so the holograms, because of global warming, it's hot in January, so the holograms are like, hey, let's have a pool party. We just had a party. Jerica says, all right, we can have a pool party, but I am not doing any planning. You guys do all the work. And they're like, fine. So we cut to the Misfits, who Pizzazz is still trying to, she's still recovering, so they need to audition a new lead singer. It's not clear whether they're looking to replace Pizzazz or just have a temp in while she's recovering. I don't think they all know. But one thing that's interesting is Eric Bad Guy points out that they are contractually obligated to do all this stuff, and makes a point that you should have thought about all this stuff. You should have gotten a manager before you signed those draconian contracts. It's interesting seeing Eric actually do his job as a manager. So that's fine. So they audition a bunch of new lead singers, including Clash, who's awful, but as the Misfits tell her, they're like, don't worry about it. We can't do it either. So at the end of the book, who comes into audition but Blaze? Interesting. Okay. Is there anything in this secret? Pizzazz is still giving her bandmates guff for not watching enough classic film. referring to her cat's name's Mad Mardigan, so she's referring to Willow, which was the late 80s. So I'm old enough to not consider anything from the 80s classic film. Like, I've talked about this before, but if you want to be classic, you've got to predate me. But these characters are all half my age, so Willow would predate them. But they predate the Disney Plus Willow show, so, you know. Anyway, so the Misfits are auditioning at the very least a temp lead while Pizzazz recovers. Jerrica's lounging in the house, and Synergy pops up and says, "Hey, Jerrica, listen to this." And who knows what the hell she's making her listen to, but apparently it's not pleasant. But it seems to brainwash her, so she changes her hair and her eye makeup, and she walks out to the pool party in the most awesome swimsuit I have ever seen, and if that's not a real swimsuit, it absolutely should be, because that is damned hilarious, and I love it. That favorite outfit of the series so far. It's this toothy monster or shark swimsuit. That's just wonderful, and that should be a thing if it's not already. So, Kimber and Rio and Aja and Craig are all playing around the pool, and they figure out that, oh my gosh, you're Stormer's brother. Dun dun dun. Of course, Kimber's like, "Oh, this is cool. We can go on all the double dates now." So Jerrica leads her sisters into the house, and Synergy attacks them with whatever this noise is. And so I guess they're all going to be brainwashed, and that's why we have Dark JEM. So I guess this arc is... This was set up a little bit where Techrat was saying there's something wrong with with Synergy. So I guess this is what's wrong. She's figured out some sound waves that brainwash or change personality or something. Who the heck knows? We may never know. Unless we keep reading. One more thing I wanted to point out is... shoot, I forgot what I wanted to point out. Roxy still likes bagels, so that's a thing. Oh, right. This sequence of panels here where they're auditioning the new Misfit lead vocalist. They're singing a passage from their Attack of the Night song, and I just really love the different fonts they use for the lettering to visually indicate the approach, the vocal timbre of each vocalist, of each singer. Some are clearly soft and airy. Some are really powerful. Some are really probably have a lot of that in the sound. It's just really well done. I like how that's communicated. So, off to an interesting start here. Let's see where it goes.